Rayshawn Baker. All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on a warrant that has no bond. Although I do see, State, take a look at this. Do you have the second sheet?
Yes, Your Honor. I see that bonds 3,500 with listed conditions.
All right, I'll set bond in the battery case at 3,500 with the conditions of no return to the scene, no contact with the victim or the victim's family. Bond will be stayed in the criminal mischief at 500 for a total bond of $4,000. I find probable cause. Any objection to probable cause from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor. We would require a one-time return with law enforcement.
Anytime we have yes, you got it.
Then you point to PD?
And I believe Mr. Baker has one more battery case.
All right, I will appoint the public defender. Qualifies, right?
Yeah.
All right. You got another case where he's charged with simple battery. Ms. Smith, any objection to probable cause on that?
No, Your Honor.
Fine, probable cause. Based on the facts of that case, let's set bond at $2,500. No return, no contact, one-time recovery of property if that's applicable. Next, step back, sir. Stephen Blake.
He has children approaching, and for the court's information, he is eligible for direct PTR.
PTR with a bond or straight PTR?
Direct, non-monetary, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that what he wants?
Yes, Judge.
State any objection to that as opposed to a $250 bond?
No, Your Honor. The state will never object to PTR.
I find probable cause, I'll set the release conditions at PTR. Harold Blanco.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Mr. Blanco has a couple matters. Mr. Blanco, in one matter, you're charged with criminal mischief and resisting arrest without violence. I find probable cause and stay the bonds at $500 each for a total of $1,000. In the next matter, you're charged with violation of probation, petty theft, and trespass. Set no bond on your violation of probation until all the charges related to this, until you see the judge in that case. I find probable cause. Lastly, sir, you're charged with fleeing and not having a motor vehicle registration. I'll set bond, I find probable cause, I'll set bond at $2,500 in the fleeing case, stay the bond at $500 in the registration case. Thank you. Step back.
I think we should have, that's it, right there too, Judge.
Oh, one more?
Yes.
Sorry, there's one more, sir.
It's kind of hard to see these judges.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry, Mr. Blanco, there's one more. You're charged with unlawful conveyance of fuel, obtaining fuel by fraud, It's like grand theft, third degree, $1,000 or more, or grand theft of $1,000 or more. Computer crime to defraud or obtain property, and obtain property under $20,000, another theft charge. I'm going to adjust the bonds, or the bonds that are written on this sheet of paper were half cut off. But as to the count 1, it's 1,000. Count 2, it's 2,500. Count 3 is 1,000. Count 4 is 2,500. Count 5 is 1,000. For $8,000 in bond, I find probable cause. Thank you. Step back, sir. Next. Marquis or Marquis Brown.
He is president approaching, and he does qualify for direct PTR.
All right, sir, I find probable cause. I'll set the release conditions at PTR. Thank you. Step back. Brian Cabrera Chavallano.
He is president approaching, and he does qualify for direct PTR.
State, how do you feel about that with a gun involved?
Your Honor, the state would have no objection to PTR. We would just ask that the condition of PTR be that he is required to surrender any firearms within 24 hours of release and have no weapons or firearms while out on PTR.
When I find probable cause, I'll permit him to be released on PTR, surrender all weapons, possess no weapons while on release on this case. Randy Cruz.
He is president approaching, and he does qualify for direct PTR.
Really? State?
Yes, Your Honor. State would be requesting the condition of no drugs as well as random urinalysis while on PTR.
All right, so I find probable cause. I'll permit you to participate in the pretrial release program. I'll order that while you're on release that you neither possess nor use any controlled substance unless prescribed by a physician. What was the other condition, State?
Random drug testing through urinalysis.
And you submit yourself to random drug testing for the presence of drugs. You step back. Jeremiah Feliciano.
He is president approaching, and he does qualify for direct PTR.
Morning, sir. I find probable cause. I'll allow you to participate in the PTR program. No return to the premises where you were trespassed from. Understand? Yes or no, sir? I didn't hear you, sir. Thank you very much. Are we on track here? You okay?
Yes.
Gregory Garner.
Your Honor, I have waived his appearance. He understands what he is charged with and what the current bond amounts are set at.
I'm going to find probable cause. I'm going to stay the bonds on count 1 and 2 at 0. Establish a bond of $2,500 on the ag battery with a deadly weapon, and a bond of $1,000 on the grand theft. Again, no bond on the first 2 charges.
The attempted has actually been no build.
That's listed here. That's count 1.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Well, it's no bond then on the robbery with a firearm.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So count 1.
Also, if we could not provisionally appoint the public defender, he has private conflict counsel.
Okay.
So on the count 1, we are on count 1.
If he's been, state you agree that's been no billed.
I'm looking at up right
He's
now.
already been seen.
Yes, sir, on Benchmark, this is a case where he was just transferred so that he could go to a pretrial conference and jury trial. So this is a case that has been long-standing, and when the state filed an information, they took no action on count one.
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine. He's held at none on the other charge, so no objection from the state.
All right, for our purposes, we're going to ROR him on that count, just so we can fill in the blanks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. James Holcomb.
Your Honor, if we could reset for tomorrow, self-harm.
Okay. What do you want me to do with the recess?
No, you can just flip them over. We get another one.
Olivia Jones.
She's present and approaching.
I find probable cause, set the bond or stay the bond at $2,500. Do we know enough about this state to prohibit the possession of any animals during her release?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would be requesting that condition.
She may not own or possess or care for any animals during the course of her release. Thank you. Step back. Kendra Ledger or Ledger.
She is present and approaching, and she does qualify for direct PTR.
All right, ma'am, I'll release you on PTR. Find probable cause, release you on PTR, no return to the scene of this offense, no contact with the victim.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, Crystal Osborne, pretrial release. Actually, at first she did qualify, but she no longer qualifies due to her residing in Canada.
All right. In that case, ma'am, I will not be able to let you participate in pretrial release, but the bond is $500. I'll stay the bond at that amount. Look. You?
Your Honor, the for Rayshawn Baker appeared.
Madam Public Defender, we can't hear anything when you adjust your papers. Your microphone is very loud. So hold still for a second. The state has something to say. What?
The victim for Rayshawn Baker is present. We've already addressed him, but I just wanted to let you know.
Well, we've already addressed it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Adriana Mata.
She is present and approaching.
All right, ma'am, I find probable cause. I'll set bond in what is identified as count one ag battery with a deadly weapon at $3,000. I'll set bond in the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon at $1,000, total of $4,000. Good luck. Well, wait.
Are there conditions, and she would require a one-time return?
No return to the scene except one time for a property, no contact with the victim, no possession of any weapons or guns. Edward Monera. All right, sir, you're charged with DUI. The bond is $500. I find probable cause. I'll stay the bond at $500. No alcohol. Do not drive without a valid license. Good luck to you.
He has one more case, Judge.
All right, thank you. In the other case, sir, I find probable cause for fleeing and eluding with lights and sirens, 2 counts of that. Set bond at $2,500 in the first case, $250 in the second case, for a total bond of $2,750. I find probable cause. Do not drive without a valid license, no alcohol at any time, possession or consumption. Edwin Pena.
President approaching, and he does qualify for direct PTR.
State, you okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor, we would just ask for no drugs, random urinalysis, and a no return to the Walmart or any Walmarts.
All right, sir, I find probable cause for all the listed offenses. I'll permit you to participate in the pretrial release program. You may not enter or go on the premises of any Walmart, any place. You may not possess or consume any drugs while you're on release, and you must submit to any random request to test your blood or urine for the presence of presence of drugs. Thank you. Gregory Preck Lopez.
He is present and approaching.
Your Honor, the state has arguments for bond amounts on this case.
All right. What's your argument?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Preck Lopez was picked up on the warrant for ag assault with a deadly weapon. The state is requesting that he remain in custody at no bond. We are willing and able to file a pretrial detention motion if necessary. He is a flight risk. He's currently being investigated for other charges. He has history out of New Jersey for domestic violence, as well as an active injunction with the victim in that case. He has ties to New Jersey as well as Puerto Rico, and we would be asking that he be held on none for the warrant and that he be required to remain within the jurisdiction of Orange and Osceola County.
Well, if he's held on no bond, he's going to be in the jail, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I have two charging affidavits here. The first one charges driving while license suspended without knowledge, a third conviction, third offense, felony. Looks like stay the bond, a fine probable cause, stay the bond at $2,500 in that case. Now, the charging affidavit for the second case is confusing to me. There's a warrant out of what county?
The warrant I have is
It's like Osceola County.
Osceola, yes, Your Honor.
And that is for what? Is it failure to appear or?
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, criminal mischief, greater than 1,000.
Your Honor, defendant is entitled by statute for bond on the on charge one. It just has to have conditions placed upon it. I don't believe that this is something that the state would file PTD on, based on. I don't have a copy of the warrant, so I don't know the specifics of it. But this isn't a PBL or.
Well, the state's here, and the state is saying that we do intend on filing a pretrial detention motion.
And when would you file that?
We can have that ready for tomorrow if he's not held at none on the warrant, but that is the state's intention. He is currently being investigated for an aggravated sexual battery.
That's not contained in this charging affidavit.
And he is
And
a
even
flight
if,
risk.
just hold on a second, even if he was charged for that, you got to quit banging your papers, ma'am. Now, state, even if he was charged with that, what I need to know is, first of all, this offense is not an offense for which we can, right out of the box, deny bond unless there are certain other things. Do you have any information that he qualifies to have no bond, other than your requests?
I'm making the request at the request of the assigned ASA, since I'm the IA attorney, but we can file a pretrial detention motion if the court's asking for that. I don't have that today.
Listen to my question. Are there any factors about his past that would make him ineligible for a bond on these offenses?
He does have a felony history. He has ties outside of the community, and he is a flight risk. That's as much information as I have.
Well, I think I'm required to set a bond. But I'll give you 24 hours to file a pretrial detention motion. and we'll bring him back tomorrow. So we'll just revisit the entire case tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Just for the record, he's being held without bond.
He's being held. That's correct, and we'll deal with it tomorrow. Thank you. Jose Rodriguez. What is all this? What is all this designed to tell me?
That he's out on this case, yeah. So he's got a new charge and he out on, well, he was released on old charge.
On the new arrest, battery, on a find probable cause. Set bond at $1,000 in that case, but I'm going to revoke his release and set no bond till he sees the judge in those cases. For the two cases he's out on, 22 MM 2752, two charges, 22 MM 2752.
They got, what, 4 charges in?
Trespass, criminal mischief, resisting, assault.
Yeah.
All 4 charges in that case. So he'll have to set a bond hearing in front of the judge in that case, which is either Epperson or Morency Saunders. Thank you, sir. Step back. Carlos Rodriguez Equimendia.
He does require the service of a Spanish interpreter. Would you like to call those up last?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Janine Scaglione.
She is present and approaching, and she does qualify for direct PTR.
Morning, ma'am. I'm going to find probable cause. I'll permit you to participate in the pretrial release program. Order you not to return to the location of this offense and have no contact with any identifiable victim. Thank you. Christopher Schuff.
Corrections has asked that we call him last. Oh, he'll be up in just a moment. I'm sorry.
If the mic is too loud, you can turn it down on that one right there. Yeah. If you just touch the button, see what's it. I'll show it.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. There's some noise though, wasn't there? Is he coming by boat or train?
He's having to come from the back, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
You hear it? That's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Are you Mr. Schuff? All right, thank you, sir. You're charged with 3 counts of battery aggravated on a law enforcement officer, firefighter, EMT, et cetera, and 1 count of resisting with violence. I'm going to stay. I find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. I'll stay the bonds on the aggravated battery charges and as well as the simple obstruction charge. So that's 3 bonds of $10,000, 1 bond of $2,500 for a total of $32,500. Good luck, sir. Lakeisha Smith.
Your Honor, I have spoken to her about her charges. She understands that they are out-of-county warrants and have waived her appearance.
I find probable cause based on the warrant. Leave the bond set at 0. Wait for her to be picked up by the requesting county. That was, I think she has another case. That was Lakeisha Smith.
Yeah, she should have to leave out of town.
She has another case with a warrant, out-of-county warrant, Polk County again. Again, I find probable cause based on the warrant, we'll leave the bond set at 0. And the same in the third case. She has a warrant out of Polk, but they set bonds in that case at $1,000 for each charge. I'll honor their request. I find probable cause, stay the bonds at $1,000 times 3 for a total of $3,000. She's not going to be able to bond, but I'm not going to upset the judge's bond setting. All right, Justin, Tiru.
President approaching.
All right, so you're charged with providing a false name for identification by an arrestee. I find probable cause. I've stay the bond at $500. Good luck, sir. Joshua Valentin.
President approaching.
Tell me your name, sir.
Joshua Valentin.
All right, sir, thank you. I find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. I'm going to stay the bonds as reflected in the charging affidavit. Going down the list, 500, 2,500, 500, and 500. That's a total of $4,000.
And does she add on bond on this case in Orange County?
No return to the scene of the retail theft. Possess no drugs, consume no drugs. So you're on release in an Orange County felony case, 23 CF 4243. I'm going to revoke your release. In that case, set it at no bond until you see the judge in that case. Thank you. Step back. Eliane Vasquez Rivera.
This does require the services of the Spanish interpreter along with the next one, Daniel Diaz Merced.
Okay, we'll hold those to the end.
And the next one, William Curd, Corrections has asked that we bring him in last for behavioral issues, so if we could just jump to Stephen Rose.
Well, I had Alberto Rivera. It was a reset.
They sent me 3 more charges affidavit for him.
I don't have any information on this one. PTR received an email this morning that it was an add-on.
And he should not.
Well, the case I'm looking at is a violation of probation with a judge having already set a bond in the amount of $5,000. That case number is 2020 CT 000096. I'm going to find probable cause and stay the bond at $5,000. He also has new charges in 2023 CF 1436, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, possession of drug paraphernalia. Find probable cause on those offenses and stay the bonds as reflected, 2,500 and 500. In 2023 CF 1437, he's charged with grand theft of an automobile. Find probable cause based on the charging affidavit and set bond at $1,000. And lastly, in 23 CT 002204, charged with driving while license suspended or revoked. Second offense, it looks like the bond has been set in that case at $500. I find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. Just turn it over. Now we're ready for Mr. Rose.
And Your Honor, just for the court's record, defense was not provided with any of those affidavits.
I just got them myself.
Yeah.
Are you Stephen Andrew Rose, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, this was a case that was reset to provide some additional information.
Yes, Your Honor.
It says probable cause argument made by the defense. Well, I wasn't here for it. So what was your probable cause argument, defense?
Yes, Your Honor. The pill that was found in the prescription bottle that had no label, it was not verified using Pill Finder or any other investigative means. So there isn't probable cause to charge for that.
All right, so it was reset so that the state could get some additional information. Have you seen that?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't have any way to contact Osceola before court, so I would need her email to send it to her.
When it came up yesterday, did you think about that?
So my days off are Thursday and Friday because I work every weekend.
So obviously your
I come in,
partner in
Yeah.
crime did not think about getting contact information so that if you got a supplemental report, you could provide it to them. That's handy. This is an adversarial system, ladies. That means we notify each other of our grievances and our agreements so that each party can respond.
yes, Your Honor, understood.
I'm not going to consider the supplemental report since it hadn't been provided to the defense. I'm not going to find probable cause as regards the possession of harmful legend drug. And for purposes of today, I'll ROR him on that charge. On the paraphernalia charge, the bond remains set at $500. You want to adjust that, you can deal with it later. Give the other side a chance to participate.
Okay, just so not to call the interpreter. You can hit the plus button. You see plus on there? And then you see where it say interpreter. Call.
Doesn't say call,
What does it say? Add?
add.
Add, okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Personal Leon, certified Spanish interpreter. I have not been sworn yet.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to translate from Spanish to English, from English to Spanish, in the testimony given today?
I do.
All right, sir. Let's get Carlos Rodriguez Echamendia. Do we have a headset down there for interpretation, or are we going to do it the old-fashioned way?
It goes over the intercom, Your Honor.
All right, sir, tell me your name.
Dígame su nombre despacio y en voz alta, señor. Carlos Rodriguez.
All right, sir, you're charged with violating community control.
Señor, se le acusa de haber violado los términos de la detención domiciliaria.
I find probable cause based on the charging affidavit and leave the bond set at none until you see the judge.
Después de haber revisado el documento acusatorio, determino de que existe suficiente causa probable para la acusación y dejo la fianza en cero, no le fijo fianza, hasta que usted vea al próximo juez.
Thank you, sir. Step back.
Gracias, señor. Your Honor,
Ian-
respectfully, do we have a case number for Mr. Rodriguez?
No, no.
I'm going to let somebody else handle that.
Yeah, I said some of them we have a case number. This one we have is 16 CF 3405.
Thank you very much.
All right, they're going to want one on this one.
Yeah, the next one we do not have one.
All right.
Understood.
Elian Vasquez Rivera. All right, sir, state your name.
Diga su nombre despacio y en voz alta, señor. Elian Vázquez Rivera.
All right, sir, I reviewed the charging affidavit. You're charged with possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, possession of drug paraphernalia,
Revisé el documento acusatorio, se le acusa de posesión de una sustancia sin prescripción y posesión de parafernalia.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, he is eligible for direct PCR?
Su señoría, él califica para libertad condicional.
I'm reluctant to put him on PTR with a heroin charge.
No me siento muy cómodo dándole la libertad condicional teniendo una acusación de heroína.
I will allow him to participate in PTR if you agree to a bond on that charge of $2,500.
Le estaría de acuerdo en liberarlo bajo libertad condicional si ustedes están de acuerdo en que salga bajo fianza de $2,500.
Defense would prefer no supervision if it's going to have a monetary bond.
La defensa, si se va a fijar una fianza monetaria, la defensa prefiere de que no esté bajo supervisación de fianza.
In that case, I'll stay the bond on count one, the possession of a controlled substance at $2,500, count two at $500 for a total of $3,000. Thank you, sir. Step back.
En ese caso, entonces, voy a fijar fianza en el cargo número 1 de $2,500 ante la acusación de posesión y $500 ante la posesión de parafernalia. El total de la fianza es $3,000. Gracias, señor. Se puede retirar.
Daniel Diaz Merced. Good morning, sir. So you're charged with uttering a counterfeit or forged document, bill, and grand theft?
Señor, se le acusa de hurto de mayor cuantía y de traficar o usar moneda falsificada.
Even though I find probable cause based on the fact you were arrested based on a warrant, the judge in that case has set bond at $1,000 in count one, $500 in count two. I'll stay that bond for a total of $1,500.
Aunque usted fue arrestado a resultado de una orden de arresto, dejaré la fianza fijada en la misma cantidad que ya el juez anterior la fijó. Cargo número 1, $1,000 de fianza. Cargo número 2, $500 de fianza. Ambas fianzas total, $1,500.
Thank you, sir. Step back. Good luck to you. William Jeffrey Curd.
Gracias, señor. Se puede retirar.
Thank you.
Your Honor, while they bring him up, court securities let me know that the victim for Mr. Baker would like to be heard by the court before these hearings are concluded.
Okay, when we finish with Mr. Curd, we'll put her in the box here and I'll hear from her.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Baker will have to be brought back in.
There was a warrant, Judge. You ever see it? There was a warrant. You said no, it was conditional contact with Victor and family. I returned to Jamaica one time and said he found it 35 for the battery and stayed for the premonition. Baker. Oh, Baker. And it was actually a warrant.
What did I set the, yeah, it's 3,500.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, will I sign these?
Yes, please.
Maybe.
I appreciate it.
I got tired of looking at my own name back there with all this.
Present, Your Honor.
All right, sir, tell me your full name.
William Jeffrey Curtis, sir.
second. So you're charged with battery on a law enforcement officer or firefighter. The bond in your case, I find probable cause based on the charging affidavit. The bond in your case has been set by Judge Beamer at $2,500. I'll stay that amount. Good luck to you. Thank you, sir. You may step back. All right, let's have a recall Rayshawn Baker.
Does Your Honor require the services of the interpreter any further?
We'll call him back.
We'll call you back. Well, we know we will need him in the middle of the next session, but not for right now.
Understood, Your Honor?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Your Honor, Mr. Baker is being brought back now. Baker is present, Your Honor.
All right, sir, stand by. The victim in your case wants to make a statement.
Want to swear?
Yes.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony shall give me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, I do.
State your name for the record.
Nitra Jones.
You have to get a little closer to the mic.
You got to speak into the microphone because it,
Sinitra Jones.
thank you. What is it you want to tell me, ma'am?
The whole situation with me and Rayshawn was like a totally misunderstanding.
Your Honor, defense
And
objects to anything being put on the record that doesn't have to do with whether or not she would like contact or if she is in fear at this time.
no, I wasn't in fear, and we live in the home together. So for him to not have no contact and can't come back to the home, I don't think that that's fair for him. We live in the home together. Like, he has nowhere else to go.
You can take those issues up with the state attorney, ma'am. I've ordered him, actually, the judge who issued the warrant has set the conditions, no return to the residence, no contact with you or your family, and I've imposed those conditions. You can take that up with the state if they want to go forward with a case or make a motion to amend those conditions. I appreciate you letting me know that. Thank you. You may step back.
Our office will be in contact with you. Thank you, defense.
You're welcome.
I think that's it for Osceola.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. That's all the cases, right?
That is it for Osceola. See you tomorrow, Judge.
Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, now we can turn that off. What do we do?
Turn it off.
Here?
Yeah,